Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is being filmed on Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. Today we're pulling from the Energy Number Oracle cards. So we're going to offer, first we're going to start with 999. So I feel like the World card thing's wrapping up. I feel like in the way of like things starting to run into balance now. So you got a lot of messages if you follow my channel with that last night. Release. I also love the fact that there's the chalice there. So again, if you follow my channel, you'll see that we got a lot of King of Cups energy, following your intuition, but also a gentle reminder to be like, open your hands and receive. Allow us to utilize other people's hands to bless you. I know for myself, Reiki healer, I can't remember her name, but she talked about this as well, where she kept on saying, releasing the past. And I'm like, well, I don't want to release the past because, you know what I mean? Like, that's my life. But I understand where she's talking about now, where she kind of clarified the information more, and I guess that's where you can ask Spirit to clarify the information, to bring in those messages, because she was like, what happened in the past? So like with ourselves, when Shane passed away, it was at the end of the month, so bills were due. We already paid all the bills, everything was taken care of, and we were moving into the next week. But it's just like the uncertainty of everything of that happening, of what our lives would turn out to be and everything like that. And I feel like that's what she's saying to release, especially like where they're saying things are coming back into balance. She's like, you worked so hard to get to the point where you are currently now. So it's just like, that's the energies we need to feed into. So when we do get those, and they will come knocking, like, you know what I mean? Because it's something that's a part of your journey, is a part of you. It's integrated into you now, but it's learning to tame it. It's like, we're safe. Things are paid for. Like, I understand, like, we get that kind of knockings come up, you know, sometimes, not every month, but, you know, just a gentle reminder of ourselves. Balance is being restored. Maybe there's anxious situations or anxious energies in the sky where it makes you feel like, how do I move forward? How do I do this? And it's just like, you know, you've been doing it for how long now? And you're going to keep doing it, and you're going to keep getting better, because that's where you put your energies. So we got 6666. Again, if you see this as a negative number, that's fine. You know, take what resonates. But this is also seen as a number of abundance. So it's like, what you believe is your reality, right? So great blessings, I feel like cornucopia. There's one that I just got that I want to utilize on a numerology video. So, or angel blessing numbers, as we usually post it as. So self-love, boundaries. So very full moon, or the moon card in the classic tarot, where it's like the wolves calling in their tribes and reconnecting, and they're saying celebrations. So, you know what I mean? It's like the star card as well, where it's like a time of peace, rest, or rejuvenation. Big blessings, small blessings. It's how you see them. I love the fact that the dove is there. It has this glow to it. I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up, and it's a reminder of peace. You know, that's what a lot of us do value so much, is our peace. Don't need chaos, don't need drama, don't need none of it. You know, Mary J. Blige, no more drama. You know, that may be something that resonates with you. Love Mary J. I'm just gonna write that down. But remember that, like, you know, as you move forward, like, everything that comes in, you know what I mean? You worked hard for it. You keep putting your energies where you want to grow, and be thankful for everything that comes in. We're just talking about that. Putting your energies where you want to grow. Act on your idea. So, looks like that's a chalice as well. I love the skull cup. But, you know what I mean? It's, again, like your goals that you want to accomplish. Just because you can't see it right now doesn't mean it's not going to happen in the future. And everyone always says, keep posting, keep doing this, keep doing that, because you never know when your break is around the corner, when that is going to come in, when everything is just going to line up beautifully, and exactly where you want to flourish is going to happen. So again, this is believing in yourself. This is King of Cups. Let us fill your cup. Let us give you the resources that you need. When the timing is right, you will be able to move forward in that, because you will feel comfortable. You'll make the money that you need to make, plus some. Let this universe spoil you. It's like, this is what you called for, but we're going to throw in some more in there. We're going to throw in some treats. We're going to throw in some bonuses. Keep just, you know, look at their good fortune. So, you know what I mean? It's just like open your hands to receive. 2121, prosperity, harmony, journey, waiting, discipline. It is a discipline. When you're trying to get something to come into your life or anything, working out or eating healthy, whatever it is, it's like not every day is going to be a perfect day, but we do our very best in every day. And I feel like, we're heading into summer, like in a couple of weeks. And I feel like this is where they're just like, yeah, your levels are going to deplete because it's going to be warmer outside. So this is where I was like, let me get all this done now. So when that weather comes, I don't have to worry about it because it's already finished. And I can just relax, you know what I mean? Not overexert myself in the heat. Hopefully it's not too bad this year, you know what I mean? But we'll see what happens. But the days are waiting will come, will come. And we were just talking about that, all those coming in. It will pay off. This, like, she's reading a book. This feels like energy oracle cards, the thinking woman. You see the staircase behind her, and it's like you're elevating in some sort of ways. They're showing like hearing, clairaudience, clairvoyance. So that's where I was like, be mindful, be open to messages from spirit, because they're trying to, this is what this whole year about with the fiery horse energies. We're trying to level you up so you can get to where you need to get going. With number 2020, compassion. So 2 + 2 is 4. So this could be dealing around the home. Mercy, diplomacy, service, being of service. But again, the chalice, and they're filling your chalice. I feel like, we were talking about that being knighted just because she's on her knee there and she's filling your cup. Talents and gifts. Again, highlighting that. I feel very much judgment card here for the classic tarot. Lovely, again, with the clairvoyance, clairaudience. We always think gifts are certain ways, but we want material. There's nothing wrong with material gifts. But again, I feel like this is like your spiritual gifts on acting on them and being of service. Like that's what you were here for, is to be of service. 0303, so taking changes. Taking chances. My gosh, sorry, I'm tired. Successful acknowledgement. I feel like acknowledging changes. I feel I'm gonna go with that. The only reason I say that is because this is a redirection. I feel like that there's, and maybe it's different for you. Everyone's different with this Pluto retrograde. Is a lot of things are shifting. Some of them have already shifted, and it's like we're moving forward from that. And it's just like, we can act a certain way, but it's like you're wasting so much. Like, we're talking about wasting our energies, and it's just like, stop wasting your energy on stupid things like gossip, drama, all this nonsense. But also, like, when you catch yourself and it's like, stop, what are you doing to yourself? You know what I mean? Stop wasting even thinking about it. It's like, don't do that. You don't need to think about that. Or certain situations arise. Like, this was supposed to happen, but now this happened. I can bitch and moan about it, but ain't gonna change nothing. So, given opportunities, I feel like handing the scepter. That's what I feel like. I love the fact that freedom is standing up. I love that. Impatience. But I feel like, again, this is where I'm saying you're putting your energies into where you want to grow, and it's like you're going to be given it, like, where I feel like you're given, anointed, like, we felt like that knight kind of energy there, which you with compassion. I feel like it's also having compassion with yourself. You know what I mean? Things that try to bring you to your knees. You know what I mean? It's just like, ask Yahweh, Yeshua, Divine Creator, Gaia, Mother Earth, whoever resonates with you, for the strength. Give me the strength, give me the understanding, give me the wisdom. Bless me with the wisdom and bless me with the understanding. You know what I mean? And you will start to see how you'll flourish. This card made me laugh so hard. So 1414, line up. So 1 + 4 is 5. So 5, 5. So change. So that's what I was saying. Like, I felt like, for myself personally, and I know my bestie, the same thing, a lot of change is happening, and it's crazy. So respect, family. So again, with the full moon card, it's like calling back in your tribe, I feel like, as well. I feel like lighten up is like, don't take everything so seriously. Don't forget to stop and smell the roses, as they say. Like, give time for things that, investing in yourself, and, sitting outside in the backyard with your feet in the grass, whatever resonates with you, your feet in the sand, maybe you have a cottage. Um, I feel like lighten up also is like comedy. You know what I mean? Like, don't take life so seriously, but also don't forget to laugh. So we got released. I think this is okay. So it's two different imaging, but I feel like the message is the same. But balance, finances, success, wealth. It is technically the same, but I feel like with the scroll, I feel like the high priestess, more information is coming to you. Um, but I feel like that's just things that we don't need to bog ourselves down with again. Is like release where, Reiki healer. I forgot the rest of her name. I have to, I have to keep a list of these names, but that really resonated with me when she said that. She's like, just because that happened then, that is not the narrative now. You know what I mean? And I couldn't understand what she was talking about, but as soon as she clarified it with that video last night, it's on TikTok, I was just like, wow, like that just spoke volumes. And I feel like that's what they're saying with this world card is that, a lot of these moving pieces of redirection, that's why I was saying change, because change is so prominent right now with a lot of people. It's like unexpected situations happening. I know for someone I read for, I said this is going to happen. And I would mix up her kids, but it was like, wrong kid, but it was, this exact, the same message, it ended up happening. And it's just like, because, you know what I mean? And this is where it's just like, we think this is where life is going, and then something happens, you know what I mean? And it's just like, in her circumstance, it's a happy change. You know what I mean? And it's just like, move forward. That's why it's just like, just because the circumstance looks like that today, doesn't mean it's going to be that circumstance forever. Like this unexpected shift. So, 5 is the number of change and transformation. And this is what I feel like has been going on, where it's like sudden challenges, but it's like they know you'll rise to the occasion. They know that you'll grow out of this situation. They're going to give you solutions. And that's one thing you got to remember if you are a person of faith, or even if it's your higher self, that no matter what is coming down your path, that you know what I mean? Like if you do believe in a higher self, it's just like, they've already came up with a plan. They've already come up with a solution. You've already been, you're going to be the victor wearing the wreath. It's all working out. Number one to remember. So to pursue whatever interests you most. But I feel like it's still to pursue, or still to move forward when things happen. You know what I mean? Because at that moment you may not have all the information, going back to the card that we just had with the scroll there, but the information is coming. And I feel, you know what I mean? I don't feel your dream job. I love that. I don't feel like you will, even though you don't have the information, it's like you won't be put in a rough spot. Like you'll figure it out, or your loved ones around you, your partner will figure it out. So another 6 number here, 222, connections, friendships, romantic relationships. We were knocking on that, or yesterday when they were talking about calling in love. I think that was the nightly card or the daily card for today. Moving forward in your true calling. Oh, I love that. Looks like the Torah. Do what makes you happy. And that's what I keep saying to everybody. As long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else, do what makes you happy. You love drawing, you love singing, you love dancing. I don't care if you look like Elaine from freaking Seinfeld dancing. As long as you're happy, you know what I mean? You're not hurting anybody. Discovering life's purpose. I feel like a lot of people, especially when you get older, or maybe a lot of, people when they're younger figure that out, just depends on who you have as a support team. But, the biggest thing they're showing is trust, alignment. I feel like that's why this redirection is happening, because a lot of things are going into alignment. You know what I mean? And it's just like, we were making plans, and then it's just like, well, it wasn't exactly what you thought it would be, but that's okay. You know what I mean? And like I was saying with the person that is my bestie, it's just like, it was a happy event. You know what I mean? So that's all we could do sometimes is recalibrate. Who doesn't want to end with 8888? Infinity symbol, material, spiritual abundance, wealth, resources, balance. I love that. So Summerween is coming up. All good things, and it's hard to read these. Hold on a second. And pleasance and your life will multiply. I feel again like the star card. I definitely feel that I get Empress energy with this as well. Rebirth in your life, prosperity, using the blessings for greater good. You know what I mean? That's the thing that like, we have someone that is like so remarkable. Like we talked before this happened. This was last summer, and she came out and she didn't even have to do this, and it usually happens. Like I swear to God, like she offered us banana bread, and I was like literally cooking banana bread. It's so funny. I'm like, do I stop? What do I do? Like I already mixed the ingredients. I'm like, oh, I guess we have more banana bread. You know what I mean? But it's like she has a big family, and she has a lot of friends and everything, and it's like she could have done that for anybody, and she was kind enough to be like, here for you and the kids. She doesn't have to do those things. And her family has been so wonderful to us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, when you go through certain journeys in life, if you don't have that solid family, which some people don't, which, what a blessing to have that, like that support system beyond your family that you have. Um, there's like your kin, but to have someone like a complete stranger, to us, like we didn't know each other, and just through stories, and you know what I mean, like just going, not even thinking twice. That's the way that we are. Like I'm weed whacking our side. I'm like, we're in a duplex. I might as well just do hers. I'm already outside, it's already going. You know what I mean? I don't expect her to do it. So, going, but she has family members that do it. And that's the thing. Like, they will go ahead and do our side. Like, if they're outside, if I hadn't gotten to it, they'll come out and do it for us. So, you know what I mean? It's just, and it's, you kind of go on guard from the situations that have happened. So, again, Reiki healer talking about that, where she's just like releasing the past. Just because someone was like that doesn't mean everybody's going to be like that. And you know what I mean? It's just like last Saturday we were cooking ribs, and she's like, "Hey, I got we got too many sides. Like, come over. I made you 3 plates." She did not have to do that, and she did. You know what I mean? I was like, that was like very thoughtful of you. So we were out celebrating my son's birthday, and I think she mentioned she loved fish and chips. I couldn't remember, so I was just like, they have really good fish and chips here. Let me grab her one, and we'll bring it over to her. And he did, and I was just like, like the things, it's just, you know what I mean? Especially going through what we went through, and so many people went against us and tried to hold our heads underwater for no reason. It's nice to have people that actually care and give a crud, and actually, have your best interests at heart, and want to see you succeed, and want to see you happy. You know what I mean? It's just, it's nice. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I feel like that's why there was like the moon. It's just like, you need to get rid of the chicken heads around you that all they do is gossip and talk nonsense and try to hurt and just manipulate and pot stir, just trying to, I don't know, I don't want to understand those kind of people. But I feel like this is touching on where it was like not energy level, but I think it was alignment. Yeah, the previous card, alignment. I feel like that's what they're talking about, personal power. You're coming into your personal power if you haven't already. And I feel like that's why they're saying like spiritual. So it's like all like the door to the value from energy oracle cards. And they do show coins and jewelry and money and all that good stuff. And it's like, in the Asian culture, red and gold are seen as prosperous colors. So I feel like, with this card is more, honed into that energy, is that, especially they're showing the star card as well, from the classic tarot cards, where it's just like big blessings, and people quote unquote overlook these blessings, but it's just like, simple pleasures, you know what I mean? But it's just like going out and smelling flowers. Your flowers are doing good, or you're able to buy something for someone you love, you know what I mean? Or like in this case where, instant, I just was like, I know she loves fish and chips. I'm like 100%, but like there's that little doubt in there, because you don't want to get something for someone they don't like it, you know what I mean? So it's just like, that's what I'm saying. Big and small blessings. That's where I have a book, and it's sometimes a good reminder when I'm reading my passages. I try to have them in the same area where it's like remembering the things that happened in your life, and the things that they channeled, the things that they, the whispers that they tell you sometimes. When you get clairaudience, clairvoyance. Maybe you got a personal reading, they told you some things, but it's also good to look back. It's like, where, like in our circumstance, as an example, where we came from and where we are now. Spirit was very generous when they were like, look how you two started. And I'm like, but I had Shane with me. You know what I mean? But it's just like, we were like that dynamic duo. Like, we could do anything. But it's just like, I'm very lucky that my kids are that way as well, where we're a trio. We're the dynamic trio, where we come together and we make things happen. So it's just like, I feel like it's like being more appreciative, being more grateful. You know what I mean? Instead of looking out in the world and what everybody else has, it's like looking inward and looking what we have and celebrating what you have. And, just the fact that you get to wake up and be a family. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes we overlook, small things. Like even having a fur baby as your family. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, Sunny for us was like a huge turning point. We got him, and then just everything just started happening. You know what I mean? It was just crazy. You know what I mean? But we're just so, you know what I mean? Like, he's our everything. He's our little bear. He's like a kid to me. Like, but it's just like, I feel like that's where Spirit is. Like, stop overlooking things if you do overlook things. Or some people will be like, oh, that happened because this happened. It's like, if you always look at life that way, I don't know where you're going to find the magic and live your best Delulu life. If you want to live that kind of sterile life and, you know what I mean, and that energy, that's your choice. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I feel like they're saying you're going to come into more alignment if you give it into those energies and, just realize how blessed you are. Because a lot of people overlook it. Oh, but this. I think the biggest message is like, as we are in this redirection, I feel like how we respond to things coming in is how things are going to unfold in the future. You know what I mean? So it's just like, either we can plant weeds or we can plant flowers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick card pull. May the universe bless you good.